everybody. This is D of FTO Nerd Talk. I know, I just went with the music, so let's just go with it. So this is day 3 of Dragon Con. I know, doing like a whole everyday thing. As you know, there was no day 2 because I didn't attend. After day 1, and like I know that audio was a little choppy. I apologize for that. I know the audio was choppy. It wasn't the best. A lot of folks sent me some messages like, "Bro, why even post it?" Because it needed to be out there. I made a video, put it on Instagram. Check it out there too. But this is what I want to talk about. Dragon Con day 3. I got to link up with some people. Got to hang out with this guy named Tafari. He's a part of the Fanbase. He and his buddy Kevin, they both work for Fanbase. They got like their own projects on the side also. And like, I just hung out with them for most of the day. It was nice linking up with somebody. Brought them some sodas and whatnot. Just like, some energy drinks. Just chilled. It was a good time. Got to see Navy Montel. Got to see, who else did I get to meet? There was a lot of people. I took like some notes so I can make sure I go through this properly. It's like a regular show we got going on right now. So let me just go through it real quick and see if I can find out all the people that I talked to for day 3 of this. Lisa Lake, got to hang out with her. She had a really cool Superwoman costume. Dominic Middleton, got to hang out with him. His Gambit costume was pretty incredible. When I say hang out with some of these people, I mean like for some of them, I got like just to have like a little quick chat, talk to them about what they were doing, do all that stuff. Got to hang out with this Classy Cassie UK, and like, and I laugh because like she was in an all pink shark costume. It was like a shark Barbie, essentially. That's the vibe it gave me. I could be wrong, but it definitely gave me shark Barbie. And she took a picture of her as the shark and the Barbie cut out. It was hilarious. It was great. And like she had her friend with her also. I haven't found out what her username is yet, but like if I figure it out, I'll tag it. I got to see Karina McCoy. Got to hang out with her, or Karina Yuzimami. Got to hang out with her. Got to see like her page come to life finally, because I've been seeing her work for a while now. She's like I think it's either like a Poison Ivy, Little Shop of Horror kind of situation going on in costume recently. Like I saw that, and like I knew her page. I saw her face to face, but like, you know how sometimes like a photograph and a person, like they don't always link up. That's what happened there. So like, if she's listening to this, if she's wondering, like, he didn't know who the hell I was. I knew who she was. I knew. It's just, it was a thing. That's all. It was just a thing. That's all it was to it. Hot Glue and Hope did like the mom from Coraline with the button eyes. It was awesome. And like she was talking about like the prosthetic that she did. So, like this is the first time she did a prosthetic, and like she glued it to her eyes. So because I saw her with the actual buttons on her face, like how do you see in that? She says with a wing and a prayer. That's like a dad joke that I would say. And like it was awesome. The fact that her actual page name is Hot Glue and Hope. It was so awesome. It was really cool. I got to meet up with this one group who was really cool with Tafari and other folks there. It was Queenie Cosplay. Got to see her work, and face up, and some of her friends, whom I will try to get the tags of later and put those inside there as well. Also, Tafari had like a really cool cosplay himself. He was walking around he was Johnny, but he had like the plank cutout, and that was like this thing, just walking around, taking photographs, talking to people, and using the plank. He's like, he felt like a few rooms he walked into just from holding plank up. People just like all got drawn towards it. So big Ed and Eddie crowd here at Dragon Con this year. I did an interview with those guys as well, and that was pretty cool. It was pretty cool, like just like to be on the other side of getting the interviews. Instead of like, giving them all the time. That was a cool bag. There was a few other people I tried to meet up with. I tried to find Dark Matter. Christina, she's like notoriously known for doing like Punchline. Tried to link up with her, couldn't make that happen. I think I've already talked about Navy Montel, hung out with him. Whom else did I get to see today? got to see Latasha of Face Cosplay. She was Clicker Barbie. Like, it was a good time, man. It was a good time. Like, I got to hang out with a lot of cool folks. Got to see, like, a lot of cool people. A lot of awesome faces. It was fun. I wish I could have saw Wishblade 22. Wish I could have saw her there. Cause I saw her page and like she was there. But I just never got around, like, to linking up with her, meeting her and whatnot. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't happen. Who knows? But it was definitely a good time all around with everybody, with all these cool people. I don't have any news for today. I was trying to find some kind of news to talk about. There was another incident at the Marriott this time, not the Hyatt. The Hyatt was the first hotel. The Marriott is the second hotel. They're all 5, but like those 2 hotels are connected. Like I was walking back inside after going to the Hyatt and then coming back to the Marriott, and like some guy stopped me and asked like to see my badge, simply because the badge was facing like not with the name sticking out. And it was unsettling. Then like they did the whole gaslight thing, like where everyone else behind me had to get like checked more thoroughly, which they weren't doing until I started walking inside. Because I have been very aware of everything. My family just came back today from their trip, so yeah, they just came back from that. I know my family listens to my podcast sometimes too, so you know they all getting a scoop of what's going on in my life. But my kids just came back from their trip, and I went to the con, and I was driving the night before, so I've been up. I'm awake. I see everything right now. It's like it's annoying to know like they weren't checking stuff until they saw me. What is it about me that looks like a threat? Like I'm wearing a bright ass blue shirt. Like you think I'm just gonna try to sneak into a convention with a bright ass blue shirt on? Does that happen a lot at these places? Like come on, man. Like leave me the fuck alone. Jeez. That's the kick though. You know, it's like crap like that always happening. Like I can talk about like current events, but like that would be too much. It just would be. It would be too much to do that. I saw some of the cast of Star Trek there. I didn't get to see a lot of like it was I think it was Anston. Yeah, of Strange New World. I'm pretty sure I'm saying this name wrong. Like I'm almost certain of it that I'm saying this name incorrectly. I'm trying to like to look up the cast name. I know. Don't judge me. Like, ooh, D, you should know this stuff on top of your head. What does the kid say? Eat a dick. And there's your square show. I saw Anson Mount and I saw Ethan Peck. I saw them both like walking the con room floor in the Marriott. It was pretty cool. So if you were wondering what hotel they were staying in, it's more than likely the Marriott. It looked like they just got back in from going out. They had like their security team with them. He looked like he was a wizard of some sort. So, yeah, interesting guy. Here's the funny thing about this. I'm going to tag like all these people who I'm talking about inside this, like on this episode. And like, I hope some of them get to hear it and wonder to themselves, what the fuck, man? You got to swears and show. Let me see if I can find some news. I know. I'm in a mood. Like, I told myself, you know what? I don't want to go home right now because my family is home. And, like, even though I missed them dearly, like, they didn't call me while they were gone. So, you know what? Whatever. That's a whole conversation for a whole nother thing. Oh, speaking of being angry, I talked to Hellspawn Cosplay, Demetrius Holt. If you guys remember in the past, like, I talked about, or posted work of that was going on with him. It was a horrible situation. I'm not going to get wholly into it, but I posted stuff that inflated the situation. While I don't really feel bad about me posting and stuff that I posted, like what I did hurt someone, and I do care about that. Like I'm not trying to hurt people by doing this. And if you've been listening to my podcast for a long time, you know that like I mean that. We have had some moments where if you're new to listening to this, I have had some moments where I broke down emotionally on these podcasts, because mental health is a real thing. We all go through it, and we all go through it differently. Like all of us, everyone goes through mental health very differently. It's like, so the shoehorn it all into one spot is an awful thing. But I'm getting off topic. Like I apologize for hurting Holt in this situation, and now hopefully we can square this up in the future. But if we can't, that's what it is. Like I'm trying. Like they're trying. Like if you don't want to like be cool, That's fine. Like, don't be cool. Like, that's just how it is. And we just move our separate ways and just go from there. That's all you can really do. You can't force it. You can't force a circle into a square. Like, you can't. It won't be the same thing. You feel me? That's why you can't do it. Like, physically, maybe you can, but if you do it, it won't be the same thing it was. And, like, why would you want that to happen? Like, to make yourself feel better? We can't have that. That's ego, man. So, whatever happens, happens. Just gonna go with the flow and just take it from there. As I'm looking at the news and trying to find something to talk about, it's all scab work. It's all scabbity scab. I can't even talk about, like, movie, like, numbers. Can't even do that. PlayStation. Did I mention the PlayStation thing last time? About how, like, they're charging $80 to play online games? I think I did. I feel like I'm saying it out of my mouth right now, and it's coming out like, yeah, you definitely talked about that because you went on it. For those of you who did listen to that previous episode that I did, thank you. You win. Whatever I'm offering to you, congratulations, it's now yours. Like, whatever it is I can find to take out my back pocket and hand to you, Mazel tov. It is now yours. So, yeah, that's that on that. I'm still looking for news. I don't see anything here. Like, it's all like TV shows, movies, I don't know how that's even a thing. We're going to try a video game while I milk this out for just a little bit longer. If I can't find anything there, I'm probably just going to go to Metacritic and just see what came out that I can talk about this week. When in doubt, right? When in doubt, give the people something, whether it is something or something that's better than nothing. So, yeah, you know, I keep thinking about the two guys I met, Kevin and Tafari, and like how like they work with Fanbase. Like, why can't I have employees like that? Then I remember you got to pay people. So, considering we don't make money here, that's not easy, right? So wait, D. You just do FTO for a hobby? Nah, like it's more than just a hobby. If I'm being honest, if I'm like talking like out of whatever I was just doing there, it's more than just a hobby. What I do here at FTO. What I do here at FTO is I talk about all the stuff that's happening in the world, like whether it's video games, whether it's animes or animations, or the superhero stuff, movie stuff, political, tech, whatever it is. Like, I just talk about it and put my perspective on it. Talk about what I've heard in the sphere, because as you know, I'm on like 12,000 social media pages. So those of you who know, you know. I still have my Vero going, so yeah. And I usually only post stuff on Vero that I think, like, you know, the Europeans should know about, or, you know, like the other continent, because that's what Vero is for. Like, as big as Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff is here, or whatever the crap Twitter calls themselves, Vero should be that, like, internationally. Like, you should have, like, all your uncles and aunts hopping on Vero to, like, talk about whatever it is that they want to talk about. And, like, it would be functional. It would be high quality. It would be, like, more pristine and functional than Twitter is, if I'm being honest. But that's me talking. Whatever. I'm talking out of pace. There's nothing to talk about in video game news. There just isn't. So, no, never mind. I spoke too soon. SAG-AFTRA strike could set its sights on video game companies. I think Tafari was talking about that today, about how like they're gonna start striking video game writers now. So even video games, you guys won't be able to play games anymore. Oh, it's like the universe is telling everybody, like, start focusing on politics. Stop worrying about all this miscellaneous crap. This is a joke on escapism. As I like to say on the show, you can't escape something if you're not actively being a part of the thing that you're escaping from. It's like, how do I put this in an analogy? It's like you can't be Batman if you're also out there like taking a penny out of the jar every chance you get, or if you're out there like watching people take pennies out of the jar and rob banks and like and go stealing all this stuff and like not doing anything about it or saying anything about it. You can't be Batman and see that stuff happen day in and day out. And I get what you're saying, like, as I'm using this analogy, and like I feel like it fits regardless, like, just to throw that out there. Like, imagine yourself being Batman and like you see someone steal something and like you just say, I'm just gonna let that go. Not even gonna go back to functioning and thinking about that and go fighting like the Penguin and the Riddler and all that crap. Like, no, dude. You're Batman. Like, maybe I'll do something like right then and there, but like eventually you're gonna have to fix that problem. That's what it is. That's why I like Star Trek, which I saw a lot of here at Dragon Con. I saw a lot of Star Trek cosplay, but I didn't see that until I went to the Marriott and the Hyatt, and like I started seeing it more. I want to say at the afternoons, but I wasn't really at the Marriott or the Hyatt like during the day, so I couldn't really say. Like, it seems like the cool anime crowd, the anime young weeb crowd, hangs out at the Hilton at night. And when I saw this is also from what Face Cosplays were telling me also, she was giving, her and her husband were giving like a whole like lowdown of what each building does. Like, she said that the Westin is more for video games and things like that. I'm going to write an article about this as well. The Westin is more for video games. The Cortland is all for getting yourself set up, badges, all that stuff. That's what that's for. That's like pretty much just the hub to get yourself paid for and entrance into the place. The Hyatt is more for older, more veteran cosplayers. More cosplayers like who are a little bit more regal, a little bit more polished, and say some of the other, like that's where they go to hang out. It's in that area. The Marriott is more loose, free, energy kind of crowd, and like honestly, seeing like the music they have there and like the vibe they got all together, that makes sense. Like, it just does. And the Hilton is definitely, because for more like the younger crowd, maybe like 20 something. Sometimes like you could bring like your kids there as well, kind of like vibe like that, yeah. And yeah, so I mean, I can see it. I really can. I didn't even visit the Westin, so I didn't like get to see the games and like the up and coming casual cosplayer crowd. Apparently, that's the vibe that was told it gives. Two individuals like who've been going here for a while also told me that. So yeah, it was a good time all in all. There's no new anime, not many new games, not much to really talk about. I think I went on a little rant there for a bit towards the end, but it's only 17 minutes. That's all. Have been reading any new comics? Nope, wait. I did finish Aquaman. I'm going to be starting Aquaman Endless Winter here pretty soon. As you know, most of you, I've been reading the DC comics after Rebirth. I've been reading every DC comic after Rebirth. Every one of them. And I think I'm 3 years behind on every comic. 3 years on everything. I'm catching up. If I can get... I know if I can get past Endless Winter, which is like one of the last events before the Infinite Frontier. If I can get past this and then start Infinite Frontier, I think I'll be set. Because I'm just going to have to polish off all the other comic books. Like, all the Wonder Woman, all the Flash, all the Green Lanterns, all that. It's like, because some of them are already canceled. Because what they did, they canceled a lot of these issues before Infinite Frontier started, because I think they canceled it because the story got too convoluted and they couldn't bring it back together, so they had to start Infinite Frontiers. And like for DC, that's like a mild reboot. Like, it doesn't really change the characters, but it kind of like, fixes, it gives you an excuse like to erase some of the problems that was going on continuity wise. I that's why I like comics. Like, it gives you like a good like reset button to do like a multi-based continuity story. That's why I love comics. Marvel doesn't like to use rebooting. They use time travel. And the beauty of time travel is, as I always say, I know I feel like I'm mansplaining this, but like I'm already talking about it and I'm on a fucking a podium. Might as well just like put it out there as well. Marvel does more of a time travel, but time travel can be convoluted. And that's the beauty of the time travel with Marvel. Like, it can be convoluted because, like, time travel is convoluted. So, like, but it doesn't matter because this is what it is now. So, it's not really a reboot. It's more like just a time shift on that one character because everything else can just keep on going then. Like, on all the other stories that are, like, already made sense and doesn't have to get, like, rewritten, you just keep on going. DC does, like, a whole overhaul. I prefer DC. It's like a clean slate for everything. Like sometimes Marvel does it, like a big event time travel thing. But yeah, that's what it is. And again, not to say that DC doesn't just do like clean slate reboots on just individual characters sometimes as well. if I'm going to be touching all the bases in this. But yeah, been doing that. I brought it back. Went off on a rant. Been reading that, and also been reading some smut. A friend of mine put him onto that word. I haven't heard that word in ages. Smut. Not like, Fabio covered novellas of some lowly dish girl who finds him in her dreams. Nothing like that. Mostly manga hentai. And it's like Korean stuff too. And like it's not like anything too off the wall. No octopi. No octopi. I wouldn't say it's kind of vanilla, but it's like interesting to read. It's like it takes me a break from all the superhero-dom or the quirky indie. Like I'm here to find myself, but I already knew who I really was in the beginning. But like the establishment, like I don't want to read that either, So, or like teenage angst stuff. It's just simple, kind of softcore hentai. And it ain't too bad. It's more like an aggressive anatomy catalog. Yeah, that's how it reads to me, like an aggressive anatomy catalog. The man's bling goes into the woman's bloop. I know I can say the words, but like we're on a podcast, and I don't know if you're in your car or listening to this at work. I don't want to say these words in your ear when it's just me talking. You get how weird that sounds? Anyways, this is a Dragon Con podcast, so let's move on to something else, guys. I do this a lot. Anyways, yeah, so that's the show, guys. Oh, man. I'm only doing this now because I know like a lot more of you are watching this. I've been pressing the flesh, talking to people, so I'm going to say this to you, and you're thinking to yourself, is he just doing this for like, for us right now, or is he always like this? The short answer is, I am always like this. Fucking hell. 3 swears of the show. That's a hat trick. That's a hat trick of swears right there. 3 of them. Well, I definitely should probably like end this up right now. Just start hitting the old dusty trail. God. All right. I'll be there for Sunday. So day 4 is coming. Day 4 of Dragon Con. I'm going to see if I hit day 5 because it is a holiday. And a con on a holiday, that sounds like fun. People who don't have to get back work that day because it's a holiday, yeah. I feel like this is going to be going on. I feel like people who thought they were going to leave, it's like, you know what? If I'm driving, I don't got to be at work tomorrow. It's a holiday. I'm not going to work. I'm going to stay here at Dragon Con. Pay an extra day? Who cares? An extra day. I'm getting holiday pay anyway. Dragon Con. I'm telling you, man. Like, it's going to be a ball. Like, I feel like I'm going to get, like, the most pressing of flesh on Monday. Like, just start hitting the trail. Feet on the wall, going man on a vision or a day on a vision, whatever. It's whatever. I feel like I can come up with a different idiom besides day. Maybe Concord. Concord is going to be going. That's awful. Jeez. It's like a bad alleyway. I don't know. I guess I can stick with day. Day I don't feel like a day at times. Like perhaps because like it's my AAVE kicking in. Like I hear the way I'm saying day. I don't know. It just sounds like no, doesn't work for me. Fluid. I call myself no. That sounded wrong as soon as I said it in my mouth. I should probably end this podcast. Anyways, 24 minutes, better than 0. Day 3 of Dragon Con. Thank you all for listening. Until next time, take it easy. Hey guys, D here of FTO Nerd Talk. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, tell your friends about FTO Nerd Talk. Got a lot of different shows for all of you. Make sure you tune in every week for a brand new episode. Take it easy.